Not sure how to even start this, but here we go. Sorry if I'm not completely looking at the screen. I just, everything that's been going on, I've kind of wrote it all down just so I don't forget or like miss anything. But about 2 weeks ago, I had to go to the emergency room for vaginal bleeding. Um, I woke up with like this feeling like if I was starting my period, and I was like, no, like I'm pregnant, obviously not. Well, at least it's not happened to me. And then I just happened to, move my legs more and I felt something and I ran to the bathroom. I sit down, and all of a sudden I just hear something kind of just go kerplop. And I tell Yair, and he says, we need to go to the hospital. I did call the after hours to the agency because obviously these babies that I'm carrying are not mine. And they let me know that I would receive a call, and if I didn't get a call back, to go ahead and give them a call back. Got to the hospital. I literally felt so embarrassed of how much I was bleeding. And I know I shouldn't, but I did. I think I felt more embarrassed when I had to go to the restroom to try and clean myself up because not even a pad that the hospital provides you or one that I had was sufficient enough for the amount of blood that I had. And the restroom literally looked like Scream massacre kind of thing. And I tried cleaning it up. And I was like, there's nothing I can do. So I told Yair just to let them know that, there's blood, blah, blah, blah. They're like, it's okay, don't worry. As soon as I got out, we ended up getting called into a room. Um, they did the normal, like, blood pressure, blood work. I did advise them that I was 18 weeks pregnant with twins. They made sure I got an ultrasound done with the tech there. Um, Waited for a little bit, and then the tech came and it did the ultrasound, and I went ahead and let her know I had twins as well, just in case, because sometimes it kind of throws them off. But she said the babies seem great, heartbeats are very strong, and they're moving a lot. So for the bleeding, we just don't understand, at least according to the tech, because she wanted to make sure that the babies were okay. Later, the doctor came in and let us know that he wasn't sure exactly what was going on in my situation. Because obviously he's not an OB. So the one thing that he did was recommend seeing my OB first thing the next morning. And all he said is I could possibly be having a miscarriage, but he wasn't sure. I think he felt like he had to, say some kind of reasoning of why I was bleeding, which is totally understandable. The following day, I called my OB and made the appointment to get seen. I think I was most frustrated with trying to make the appointment because my appointment was on a Monday that I needed to go in, and I had an original appointment on a Tuesday, and they told me just to wait. Oh, just wait till come in on Tuesday. And I was like, no. Hospital told me I needed to go in today to get seen. They said I could possibly be having a miscarriage, so I have to go in. So after letting them know that, I was finally able to go in. Literally spent hours waiting there just to be seen for 5 minutes, and for my doctor to say they assume that my placenta is too close to my cervix and that's why I'm bleeding. They did an ultrasound and said the same thing. The babies are great and just to rest and no heavy lifting. So for the past 2 weeks now, I have been a needy mom, which isn't something I like to be. And waited for my appointment with the high-risk doctor, which was last week. And when I finally saw them last week, I finally felt like I had questions answered, compared to seeing my OB, obviously. After my ultrasound, the doctor let me know that both babies were not getting enough blood supply from the umbilical cord. So, meaning that the blood flow in the umbilical cord will flow with blood and then stop, and then continue and stop. And that reason is because I have a blood clot in my placenta. So the blood clot is stopping some of the blood supply to the babies, and could also be why I'm bleeding. As well, the doctor let me know they hope my placenta, or they let me know that my placenta is no longer close to my cervix, which is a good thing. But they really need my placenta to heal on its own. I can't take any medication. There's nothing they can give me or anything that I can do or change in my lifestyle or diet to help it heal on its own. The thing that they advised me is that since I'm only 20 weeks, they don't want to send me to the hospital and literally just have me be on bed rest. He advised me to do the usual things, just no heavy lifting, which I haven't been doing since I left the hospital. And I have to go and get checked once a week for the next 3 weeks to see if it's healing. If it's healed, we can continue on. If it's not healed by 23 weeks, I will have to go in for an emergency C-section to keep not only the babies healthy, but myself healthy. So now it's kind of just a waiting game to see how that goes.